Today is the final day, the third day of the ASEAN Business and Investment Summit. I must say the vibe is really different because today we're dealing with the digital entrepreneurs. So it's a younger crowd, you know, people wearing jeans. I wish I came in my own jeans. But it is the third day, and the theme revolves around shared economy and entrepreneurship in a digital economy. Now, First Circle is the first fintech company in the Philippines to build an online platform to provide short-term trade credit to small, medium enterprises. So this goes around to the mentorship that we've been talking about and the need for financing for their growth and prosperity in the emerging markets across the ASEAN region. Now, the firm is represented in the ASEAN Business and Investment Summit by Chief Operating Officer Basil Davidco, joining me now here in Soler with us in our live studio here at the venue. Good to have you with us.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. So what brings you here to the summit?
We as a SME online platform, it's very important for us to be part of this. At the very end, the most important world leaders and also corporate and technology leaders are present here, so we wanted to be part of it, part of this event.
So how does it work? I mean, Basil, your company helps MSMEs get loans, and that's so important because financing is a big problem.
Yeah. So, I mean, depending on the estimates, the SME lending gap in the Philippines is between 100 and 250 billion pesos. How does it work for us? We have an end-to-end technology solution to make it very easy for people to apply for a loan with us, right? So anybody can go to the website, www.firstcircle.ph, and they can start their application there, right? What makes us very different to what other people do is that we commit to provide a decision in less than 24 hours, right?
24 hours, so they can get a yes or a no.
Once somebody has been able to submit a complete application, we commit that we'll give them a response in 24 hours.
And this is an all-Filipino company. It's born and bred here in the Philippines.
The company is currently based in the Philippines. We are a very international team, almost 20 nationalities.
I was just going to ask because you're not Filipino. And
not yet. Not fully.
Not yet. But let me ask about the name because it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Why would you call it First Circle? There must be a story there and how you conceptualize the need to help MSMEs.
Yeah, so I mean, looking from data perspective, most businesses, they never had access to financing. Only 1 out of 3 small and medium enterprises would have access to formal lending, which would be bank or any other financial institution. So when we were talking to these businesses, what they were telling us that they would get money, but they would get money from family, from friends, people they would know closely, that would be would have confidence with, right? So because this was their circle, right? And the idea behind First Circle is to open this circle for them to be a formal lender, which is technology enabled on the one hand, but on the other hand, which is close to them and is there to support them financially.
And are you finding that a similar scenario takes place in other markets because you're a global company, you're online? So this applies to ASEAN nations as well, and if so, which markets?
Yes, I mean, there are similar platforms around the world, right? The lending capital is something required in any economy, right? As the economy is developing, businesses require capital in order to grow more and more. We are looking around other countries. However, for the present moment, Philippines is the main market, and I'm very confident that it will remain to be so in the next few months.
So 2015, you got your first financing to the $2.5 million.
$2.5 million seed stage financing, and currently, first half of 2018, we'll probably announce a Series A financing, which will allow us to expand our operations here and potentially to look on other geographies.
But how many clients have you already served? If you're serving the less fortunate or those needing loans and those who couldn't get any loans from banks, how many already in your system?
Well, I couldn't reveal the exact numbers, given that we are in the due diligence process, but I can be talking about hundreds of customers. So,
how about your customers? I mean, maybe you could tell us a success story or two.
Well,
someone came to you online looking for this kind of loan, and the business has grown since.
There are many very different customers we have. You could be thinking about a manufacturer. You could be thinking about retailers, online retailers, offline retailers. We have services companies. It also depends on the kind of products that each customer needs, which is also like something we specialize in, because manufacturers, they would be more interested in financing large purchase orders, while services company, they might be simply doing invoice discounting with us, right? At the very end, what our job is to understand what are the needs of each customer and how to support them there.
And what are you understanding then on how to support your customers as you go on? You're expanding, you're getting your next financing. What's the next for the company?
Well, I mean, there are multiple things. Just think about the Philippines. There are only 200,000 SMEs in Metro Manila and more than 900,000 in the Philippines, right? I think that's a very, very big market to address. And before thinking about anything else, solving.
So you're serving now Metro Manila. And
currently, we're serving only Metro Manila, which is already very big, I think.
It is. That accounts for a big portion of the GDP.
Yeah.
But we're also talking growth cities. This government is promoting growth cities outside Metro Manila, like Cebu and Davao. What opportunities are you seeing there?
At the current stage, we haven't been able to reach them out, but I mean, we are definitely aiming to do that in the future.
All right, unmet demands. I mean, you came into this business because you've seen an unmet demand.
Yeah.
How big is that unmet demand, and how much of that are you now serving?
Like unmet demand in terms of numbers?
Yes.
I mean, I can't reveal these numbers.
Not even in a ballpark figure.
No.
Because there's a whole lot of those in need for financing. I mean, you listen.
No, I can give you an example.
Sure.
So on average, like smallest loan with us would be 100,000 pesos. Average loan would be 500,000 pesos. After the loans get larger, as the customer stays with us. So the first loan, they would usually get the given amount, and as they show good repayment behavior, they get a credit scoring with us, and consequently, we are able to give them larger and larger loans.
Okay, I'm going to come back to that question of mine. You're not Filipino, but you're here. You're interested in helping run this business. What brought you here, and why this company?
Well, I mean, I was very interested in the team because the founding team, the CEO and the CTO, they are very enthusiastic and very ambitious people. And on the other hand, Philippines, it's a great market, to be honest. The GDP is growing very fast, and frankly, as a foreigner, it's very easy to adapt here. People are very nice, very friendly. I mean, I've traveled many countries in the world, and people speak amazing English here. They are friendly, really. I've been in tougher places, and I can tell you that. I mean, it is a developing country, yes, but it's a country where one can easily get adapted if he or she pushes harder for it.
Yeah, but tougher places, I'm thinking about the ease of doing business, because that's really cropped up as a key issue for MSMEs. I mean, how are you finding it? Just having to sign business permits and getting job done, it's a big issue being talked about here.
We do it the same as everybody else. I mean, it takes time, yes, but I mean, you do it in advance. It's like traffic in Manila. If it's going to take longer, you simply leave the place earlier. We cannot skip the rules. The rules are the same for everyone.
All right, we got a minute to go. I know you're attending 2 forums, shared economy as well as the digital economy. What are you hoping to have as takeaways before you go?
I mean, I think that it would be interesting to see what other people are think about the technology and the trends. The interesting thing, I think, that the world is changing each time faster, right? If you think about the Industrial Revolution, like 150 years ago, technology has disrupted the world completely, right? And what we had 10 years ago and 5 years ago, it's completely different. So it's very interesting because each year, each half a year, something new comes up, right? And I think it's absolutely fantastic. So I'm here to listen what's going on.
And I wish you well on the plans.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I've been speaking